Hi everybody. I am doing my rhetorical situation speech on President George W. Bush's address to a joint session of Congress on Thursday night, September 21st, 2001, which is 9 days after 9/11. The speech was given on CNN. So in my paper, I discussed the context of the speech using Bitzer's theory, and I also used the four-question process stasis theory and applied it to Bush's address and gave my own implications of the text. Going into the context, I used the three constituents to Bitzer's theory, which are existent, exigency, audience, and constraints. The exigency in the speech is the terrorist attack. The audience would be the congressional members, and Bush recognized the Speaker of the House, the pro tempore, and the Speaker of the House. He specifically recognized those people in the beginning of his speech, and also the audience was America. The constraints would be Bush, of course, because he has the power to modify and deal with the act of terrorism, and Congress because they can declare war. As far as the theory, I use the four-question process in stasis theory. It was developed by the ancient Greeks and later redefined by the Romans. The four are fact, definition, quality, and procedure. And you must realize that you can't have one without the other. They are hierarchical. So for the application, the fact, it is apparent at the very beginning of the speech, something did happen. America was attacked. For everybody knows, the Twin Towers and the Pentagon were crashed into by terrorists who used box cutters to overtake the pilots of the planes. Bush said he has never seen the courage in the... Bush said he has seen the courage in the passengers, and flags are being flown everywhere, candles are lit, prayers are being said around the country in many different languages. And Bush said, "Tonight we are a country awakened to danger and called to defend freedom. Our grief has turned to anger, and anger to resolution. Whether we bring our enemies to justice or bring justice to our enemies, justice will be done." So the fact here in the speech is on September 11th, enemies of freedom committed an act of war against our country. As far as the definition, the nature and larger context of the speech is terrorism, and Bush went into great depth about this. It was great. But the issue here is terrorism, and Bush explained what Al-Qaeda is, and talked about Osama bin Laden and how he is the culprit of what terrorism is. As far as quality, this asks the severity of the problem. In this case, terrorism is a huge problem. It is worldwide. Al-Qaeda is in 60-plus different countries. And Bush also talked about how Al-Qaeda and other terrorists, they kill not only to kill people, but to disrupt a way of life. For the procedure, there was a lot of context in the speech. I had to really pick and choose what to use, which is hard for me to begin with. Anyway, Bush made demands on the Taliban. There was a whole list of the speech, but I'll just recap a couple of them. One of them is he demanded that they deliver to the U.S. authorities, all the leaders of Al-Qaeda, as well as release all foreign nationals, which means all U.S. authorities, all of the U.S. press, people who went overseas. And he also demanded that they close all the terrorist camps that Osama bin Laden has set up. And I will quote Bush here, it's quite powerful. He said, "These demands are not open to negotiation or discussion." Bush also went into how we will, as the United States, will use every resource necessary, every resource at our command and necessary to defeat the global network of terrorism. Bush also called the armed forces to alert and said, quote, "The hour is coming when America will act and you will make us proud." So the procedure is America and Congress are going to take action against the problem, which the problem here is terrorism. And Tom Ridge, who is a former armed forces member and currently works for the FBI, will help the government agencies oversee all of the procedures being done to prevent this again, and going overseas to try and eliminate the terrorism. This is why America is in Iraq and Afghanistan. But also the armed forces will fight back to hopefully win the war on terror. For the implications, I came up with what we might not know before we read the speech is Bush appealed to the military men and women and told them to get ready because America is going to war. What you might not know is I don't think those people realized we were going to be in Afghanistan and Iraq for this amount of time. They keep saying that we're going to pull them. They kept saying we're going to pull all of our troops last year, and then they're saying, oh, we're going to pull them all this year, and oh, it's going to pull them all in 2016. The fact of the matter is they really don't know when they're going to actually pull all of our troops. And if you want my opinion, it's probably never going to happen. And then what does my analysis say about the speech? My analysis shows that Bush's address is a rhetorical situation because it demonstrates all four categories, fact, definition, quality, and procedure, and the four-question process stasis theory. And you must note that they are in a hierarchical order. You can't have definition without having fact first, and you can't have quality without having definition first, and so forth. This concludes my presentation. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.